And thank you all for being here today. I appreciate your engagement and showing up for the process and listening to the candidates here, presenting their platforms and their plans for Mississippi. It's important that you do that. It's important that you stay engaged in the process. You are the best monitors of what's going on in our communities, understanding what's happening across our state. So for you to listen to the elected officials present their plans and what they have in store for Mississippi, and then to hold us accountable for those things is important. So I appreciate your engagement, appreciate you being here. I've been in the legislature for 3 terms now, so I've been to this event quite often. I always see good friends and good conversations. Obviously, this is where things happen, where deals are cut, where our business community comes together and makes plans on how to make Mississippi better. So I appreciate all that you do and look forward to working with you as your next Secretary of State. We're excited about this election. Obviously, a few days away. We're still on the campaign trail, swinging hard, rolling around the state, from the north to the south, from the east to the west. So we're excited about that. And as you know, the Secretary of State's office is very important to the business community, to the state as a whole. A big piece of what happens there obviously impacts your businesses every day, whether you know it or not. So you've got elections, obviously is an important, and really the face of the office. Everybody understands the Secretary of State's office runs elections. Well, there's a piece in elections that I want to challenge you to get involved with. And we're going to be talking about this as we travel the state once we get elected. And so as you know, you need a good, stable economy. You want stability to make sure that you can make profits and hire people and grow your businesses. That's important. Well, for stability, you need good government. You need good leadership. You need consistent leadership that's going to be steady to make sure that our state's moving in the right direction. Well, to have good leadership, to have good elected officials, you need clean, secure, and fair elections, and that's important. And I think voter ID has been a big piece of returning confidence in our elections. But there's another piece that we need to talk about. If you go to your polls of late, you see a lot of elderly folks that are working the polls. You don't see a whole lot of young people getting involved, getting engaged. And that's something I think our business community can help with. So I've met with Alan Sudduth at Chevron and a few others, and we're starting to talk through this. And the plan would be, how do we sit down with our business community to make sure that you're getting your employees engaged in the process? What are some things that you can do to encourage your younger employees, your younger workers, to go work the polls? Because we need poll workers to make sure we have clean and fair elections. That's important, and it's important to businesses. So I'm going to be sitting down with you and challenging you to play a role with that. We need your help to make sure we have good poll workers, and that starts with our younger generation, our younger leaders and businesses. So I want to talk to you about that. So we'll be bringing that up as we meet with you around the state. The other piece that the Secretary of State's office touches is obviously business services. A big piece, your LLCs, your corporations, your nonprofits, your cemeteries, your sports agents. Again, a large piece of the puzzle. And one of the pieces under that would become, we've talked about and passed in the legislature a few years ago, is the Occupational Licensing Review Commission. That's an important piece for our small businesses. It's an important piece for our entrepreneurial spirit here in Mississippi. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about making sure that we cut regulations and cut rules where we can to allow businesses to grow and to prosper and do what you do best without government interference. So we're going to work hard on that. I think that's important to point out. Another piece that we've talked about is obviously our public lands. So our tidelands along the coast, an important piece to our entire state, 16th section land and public funding for education and in forfeited properties. So I think it's important that we have a candidate who understands the office, who understands the duties, who understands the law surrounding that office. And I'm excited to offer ourselves up for Secretary of State here in Mississippi. And many of you have heard over the last few weeks, about 4 months ago actually, we launched a plan called the SIP plan. It deals with service, information, and professionalism. People say, Michael, what's that about? Well, over the last 5 to 6 years, the biggest complaint that I've heard deals with driver's licenses. And people going to get their driver's license, having to miss work, having to take their children out of school and miss school time. Matter of fact, a few weeks ago, I was up in DeSoto County, and I was in Olive Branch, and I kind of snuck in the back door and at the DMV there, and I was talking to folks that are waiting in line. Every single one of them had the same response. And I would ask, look, how long do you have to wait? What are they telling you here? 4 to 6 hours. Every single one of them, 4 to 6 hours. And I said, well, surely you're doing something difficult. What is it that you're trying to get done? Well, we just need to renew our driver's license. Folks, that's a problem right there. That's government standing in the way of folks having an ease of use. I'm a conservative. I want limited government. But when government exists, we should offer the best service possible. So that's why we've offered this plan, the SIP plan, to move the Department of Motor Vehicles over to the Secretary of State's office. So I encourage you to go to our website, michaelwatson.ms, and read about the SIP plan. Under service, we've talked about maximizing kiosks. We've talked about making sure that the driver's license services or that need Mississippians, make sure that you have the access to services you deserve. Again, if you're going to have government in a way, let's make sure that government is serving you the best possible way possible. So we're going to make sure that we fix that. We talked to KLLM the other day, one of our big trucking companies, and said, Michael, the CDL is killing us. Every family that goes here, every truck driver that we have, a day out of work, they miss $500 a day. Again, government standing in the way of families making money to provide food, to provide security, to provide safety for their families. So we're excited about fixing that process and bringing in Mississippi businesses and asking them, look, what are the things that we can do to make this better, to make this easier, to make business better for you so you can grow and expand, so you can protect your employees and grow their families. Those are good things that we're going to do. So bringing all Mississippians to the table and making plans together is the best way forward. So we're excited about that. We've had fun traveling Mississippi. It's a beautiful state with beautiful people, and as often as I can, I've had my family on the campaign trail. I think it's important to show them the good things that are happening in Mississippi. And far too often, I think we forget all the good things because we hear this national coverage of Mississippi. Oh, it's just Mississippi. That's just what they do. But there's so many beautiful people here. There's so many good things happening, and part of what I want to do is I travel this state and I meet with schools and talk to students around and say, listen, understand the good things that are happening in Mississippi. Understand the beautiful people that we have. Understand the plans that we have to move forward. Mississippi is on the rise, and we need all of you to pay attention and to get involved with that to help us as we move forward. So we're excited. We've got a few days left. I'll be in Jackson, obviously, today. Tomorrow I'll be in Tupelo. We'll be in DeSoto on Saturday, Madison on Sunday, Hattiesburg and the coast on Monday, back to Jackson, back to the coast. So we're working hard. We want to earn your vote. I want to meet with as many Mississippians as possible to listen to your concerns, to listen to your plans and moving forward, and how do we implement those together and move forward as a team. So again, thank you for your engagement. Thank you for being here. Look forward to serving you as your next Secretary of State. So on Tuesdays, you go to the polls, please remember Michael Watson for Secretary of State. Thank you, and God bless Mississippi.